Welcome, everyone. Today, we're diving into a powerful and honest conversation. The title of our presentation is The Hard Truth: Wanting versus Needing a Woman. This isn't a soft-spoken sermon or just a feel-good talk. No, this is the kind of conversation a man needs to hear standing up. We'll explore the critical difference between wanting a woman and needing her, and how blurring that line can lead to a man's collapse. We'll also confront some hard truths that men often avoid, things buried under distraction, denial, and emotional fog. So let's get right into it and uncover what truly weakens men, what breaks them, and what keeps them from becoming who they were meant to be. Stay with me as we explore these truths together. Wanting a woman is human. It's natural to desire connection and companionship. But needing a woman, that's where things get dangerous. Because needing someone to the point of dependence can lead to self-destruction. But brother, that is cope. That is dopamine addiction. That is misalignment with everything it means to be a man. Today, many men walk around exhausted, unfocused, spiritually empty, and emotionally dependent. And why? Because they've reversed their priorities. They believe a woman gives them purpose. They believe a woman gives them identity. They believe a woman gives them life. And let me tell you, that mindset didn't just hurt me, it destroyed me. My name is Timothy, and on my platform, Timothy Speaks. I don't talk at men, I talk with them. I've lived the consequences of emotional dependence firsthand. I've been the man who believed he wasn't complete unless a woman stood by his side. I've been the man waking up every day thinking his worth depended on romance, validation, and affection. That's why this conversation matters, because understanding these dynamics is essential to reclaiming your purpose, your identity, and your life as a man. A woman can sense when she becomes your oxygen, your escape, your emotional bandage. That isn't romance, it's pressure. And pressure suffocates attraction faster than anything. Because what a man calls love often reveals itself as dependency, and dependency kills attraction. When a man wakes up every day with the mission to acquire a woman instead of the mission to advance his life, he has already lost the game. A woman feels that difference immediately. The energy shifts. These desires are natural. There's nothing wrong with wanting feminine presence, intimacy, softness, or companionship. But what we need to understand is this quiet addiction men don't admit to, that sometimes the very things they pursue can turn into a kind of dependency that pushes women away. So, it's essential to recognize that healthy attraction comes from confidence and purpose, not from trying to possess or control. The quality of woman you attract is a direct reflection of the quality of man you have become. There are women who will look at you and instantly know they can't have you, not because you're cruel, but because they don't align with the life you're building. This is not about arrogance, it's about reality. A man with nothing going for him attracts women who match that energy. But a man ascending, a man working on himself, attracts women who match that higher level. Women tend to select men based on character, ambition, work ethic, standards, discipline, and presence. It's about who you are, not just what you say. A man who doesn't need her, but naturally attracts her through who he is. That's the key. A man whose life is exciting, growing, and evolving. A man who wakes up every day building himself. A man with clear direction, with purpose, with a mission. Because women are drawn to that. Women don't come into a man's life because he's needy or desperate. They come because he's becoming. Because he's continuously working to improve himself. That's the truth about female attraction. Build the man first. The women will come naturally. If you want to attract the right woman, you need to focus on building yourself first. That means working on your character, your discipline, and your stability. Because if you're ill-equipped, unfocused, undisciplined, financially unstable, emotionally fragile, and spiritually disconnected, you're not really ready for the kind of woman you think you deserve. It's not just about the number of fish in the sea, it's about the man navigating it. Think of it this way. The high-value fish you can catch, the opportunities you can reach, the storms you can endure, and the distance you can travel, all of these depend on the strength of your vessel. The stronger the vessel, That is, the better equipped and prepared you are, the more you can handle. Are you fishing from a canoe, a broken wooden raft, or do you have a massive, well-equipped ship? People love to say, there are plenty of fish in the sea. Sure, but nobody talks about the size of the sea or the quality of your boat. The metaphor is helpful, but it's incomplete. The real challenge isn't just finding the fish, it's having the right vessel to catch, reach, and keep the good ones. So remember, the boat and the sea, that's the hard truth behind that famous metaphor. Your success depends on both the quality of your boat and the size of the sea you're navigating. That moment birthed this mission, this channel, this message. You don't need a woman, you need purpose. You don't need validation, you need mission. You don't need affection, you need alignment. And God showed me the truth. I prayed for clarity, I prayed for strength, and I prayed to break the emotional chains that kept me spiritually weak. And right there, I realized my heartbreak wasn't really about her. It was about the dependency I had built around her. I remember someone telling me, "Bro, get it together." And then, one morning, standing in front of the mirror, something hit me, like a voice not coming from my mouth, but from deep inside my soul. After a breakup, I found myself walking around like a ghost, barely eating, barely sleeping, just dragging my feet through life. It wasn't that I was sad she left. I was devastated because I thought I needed her to be whole. That was the moment everything changed. And ironically, this is the moment women start chasing you. When you are truly grounded in these core aspects, your values, your purpose, no breakup can break you, no woman can define you, and no loss can completely collapse your sense of self. It's about living a life that's fulfilling regardless of romance. That's the real victory. Building brotherhood and meaningful relationships, having a purpose, developing skills, earning respect, maintaining discipline, cultivating confidence, achieving financial stability, and caring for your body. These are the things that form a solid foundation. Because at the end of the day, a man can build things that cannot be taken away from him. Yes, a woman might walk out tomorrow. That's just part of life's natural flow. But what you truly cannot lose are those inner qualities and accomplishments that define who you are. So focus on building that resilience and strength inside, because that's what sustains you, no matter what happens externally. That is the real issue. You are not sad because you lost her. You are sad because you had no life outside of her. When a man with purpose is left by a woman, he doesn't fall apart. Instead, he books a flight, launches a project, doubles down on his mission, grows spiritually, and comes back stronger than ever. But when a man has no purpose, when his happiness was dependent solely on her, he collapses. Because then, she was his only source of excitement and validation. This is why heartbreak can either destroy a man or elevate him, depending on whether he had a purpose beyond the relationship. It's a crucial point in understanding resilience and growth after loss, and it ties directly into the idea that true strength comes from within. Now, as we look ahead, the sea becomes endless. This symbolizes the vast opportunities and challenges that life and relationships present. To navigate this, we need to build our ship, meaning we must create a strong foundation for ourselves. Equipping the vessel refers to empowering ourselves with skills, confidence, and purpose. Strengthening the captain highlights the importance of self-leadership and inner resilience. I want to emphasize that a woman should be a blessing in our lives, not a life support machine or an emotional crutch. She should be a bonus, a gift that adds value, not something we rely on solely for our survival. A woman should be a luxury, something to cherish, not our oxygen, something we can't live without. Wanting is natural. We all desire connection and companionship. But really needing someone, can become a trap. When we need someone desperately, it often leads to unhealthy dependencies or losing sight of ourselves. The key point here is that the moment you start feeling you need a woman, truly need her, you're already in trouble. Because true independence and strength come from not needing someone to complete you. And that brings us to the most important message. The only message you truly need to remember is about self-sufficiency, respect, and understanding your worth. When you embody these principles, you attract healthy, balanced relationships rather than dependencies. That's how you truly thrive. Your future depends on it. Brother, lock in. Become the man who doesn't need, only chooses. You don't need a woman to be whole. What you really need is mission, discipline, and purpose. And once you build those things inside yourself, you won't have to chase women. They will naturally gravitate toward the life you've built. This isn't about red pill rage, misogyny, or bitterness. This is about emotional maturity. This is about masculine alignment. This is about spiritual clarity. So remember, the final word is on you. Your growth, your choices, your future, all depend on how you decide to lock in and become that man